There's an outcast in everybody's life, and I am her. Oh, there's a shadow in everybody's front door, and I am her.
A lot of us are not placed in the neighborhoods that maybe we came from
Right, and we all can
originally.
attest to that.
Yeah, and we know that the shelter system's just busted, right? Like so many
Right.
folks experience
Theft.
theft, violence.
I think what we have to do, we have to strip down the whole system itself. Being that the system itself was like kind of designed for us to, to keep us away. Anything that's a problem, then you want to tuck it away, you want to hide it. If your house is unclean, untidy, then you definitely want to put things under the bed, and you definitely want to throw things under the closet and put things away so that they aren't seen. And so the reason why you don't see a lot of trans folks in media and TV were put away and we're deemed to be not worthy of holding an intellectual conversation or being able to work that job. You're getting that no, not based upon your reputation or your work history. You're getting that no based upon your sexuality or your gender expression. A lot of our people don't know how to do resumes. They don't have the assistance on resumes. Upon getting a release from prison, they don't have the tools needed in order to be successful. So recidivism is at an all-time high with trans people. And so, which means that if we can find a way to make sure our people are educated, make sure that they have something to fall back on once they're released, make sure they have the adequate housing in order to be successful members of society. But until we're able to do that, then we have a long shot ahead. We're no longer in our arena. We're no longer in our comfort zone or in our safe zone. So, the chips are definitely stacked against us. There's an outcast in everybody's life, and I am her. I am her. There's a shadow in everybody's front door, and I am her. I am her. There's a dark cloud in everybody's sunlight, and I am her. I am her. Your ignorance leaves a hell of a stench. The aroma lingers on, generations haven't known. Well, I had changed my name when I was incarcerated. So I was trying to make it so that my transition would be easier and smoother. I worked on it the whole 10 years. And so name change, birth certificate, things of that sort. So all my records matched. I forced them to change my ID in the inside and my records in the inside. But they disregarded all that. So they wanted to give me a last smack in the face when I was released. And they put my old name on there with my old gender, so it didn't match anything I had. So I had to explain my situation. So where there were resources that were available to people who were incarcerated, like you will get half off with your Metro card or whatever. I wasn't eligible for it because none of my records matched, and so I would have to explain my whole life history and name change and everything in front of everybody just to be able to catch the bus and have transportation. Okay, so then housing. Okay, being that the housings were faith-based, I was, clearly I was transsexual. So they wouldn't let me in. So family members weren't offering to let me in there and into their homes, And the shelter system was very reluctant to let me in. So I was kind of on the streets as far as like 10 years, and going out to the streets and not having anything. And so they wouldn't even give me food stamps. And so I had to fight for every single thing. Everything was close to impossible. And so it definitely was a fight. From the word go, you're coming in and you're kind of being tossed about by the officers and the inmates just by your time alone. So being coupled with other prejudices, as far as like maybe your race and your gender, those are other problems that make doing time very hard. And so anytime we have someone writing a letter saying that they need help, then definitely be there, you know. And like I said, the classes, the sensitivity classes are a must, you know, to educate, you know, our trans people on, you know, staying out, on just a basic guidelines to just making it when you're incarcerated, if that can, you know, be done, you know, because we know the roles, we know the pitfalls, we know that it's not for us, it's definitely set up against us.
Finding stable housing after, you know, experiencing trauma and experiencing that trauma either in a prison or in a psychiatric facility or in a detention center, and then coming out, you know, and it's like, how do you maintain work when you haven't worked, right? You don't have that resume.
Exactly.
But you also are like hella hurt and like, and trying to heal through like all of this shit that's happened in this system. And then what ends up happening is you break down, right, one way or the other, and then you just end up right back in the system, right?
Exactly.
Again, and thinking about how many folks who do experience police brutality and police violence, you know, including within our communities, are also folks who have like diagnoses, like mental health diagnoses. Even the fact that transness is technically a mental health
in itself,
right? Diagnoses. So we're being pathologized, right?
Gender dysphoria.
They're telling us
gender identity disorder.
Something wrong with us.
Yeah.
And thinking about then how that shows up in terms of housing stuff is like, what would it look like for us to have a house that was just a break, even, you know, like kind of like you were talking about. You get out, there's 1 month, you don't have to work, you don't have to, right? It's a break,
right? And
like for folks who have mental health stuff that they're working through, for folks who are coming out of being incarcerated, right? For folks who are coming out of detention centers, for folks who are coming out of juvie or foster care, instead of it being like a shelter where you're just going to continue to be traumatized by whatever's happening there, but it's like a break. Actually, what you have is a month. There's always going to be a bed here for you for that entire month, and you take care of yourself, and your community is going to support you in taking care of yourself.
That sounds good.
You know, like something like that. And then you can move into like, okay, after this month break, then let's talk about what needs to happen for you.
So this will be the road to transition into society.
Yeah.
From incarceration into society. So kind of like the gateway or the in between.
And it's like a resting. You know, we experience this all day, every day, right? Like every day you get up, and is today the day, right? And I think that's a thought for so many of us.
I believe that our people need counseling upon release, just to be able to make them whole again, or give them the necessary tools in order to better themselves, to leave some of that hurt behind, and to see that society really does care about them. Because when you're behind there, you really don't think that people care. People move on. They do what they're gonna do. Life moves on, you know. So definitely, this will show that we really care about our people, and to make sure that they're equipped and make sure they're prepared, you know, into a system or a network that's already together and working. And so you expect them to get back in and to work, you know, just like that. And it's not quite that simple. You know, they need to be educated. A lot of health issues need to be taken care of. Housing issues need to be taken care of. A lot of things, you know, definitely come into place. Ain't it ironic, the smarter we get, the less we understand about the simplest shit. I am ashamed, she is me. We get down with our back selves figuratively. Don't care too much what other people say. I get along swell by my goddamn self. Never ask for no one's philosophies.